Yeah, so that's why I was late, and I apologize. I ended up it was a lot easier to install it on my phone.
Yeah. Okay. Sister Anna, are you still awake? Sister Anna, are you okay?
Yes,
Okay. You're awake.
I
Alhamdulillah.
have.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Still cold, yeah, in Finland, yeah.
Actually, it's unusually warm. It's around zero.
Yeah. Okay. So uh, tonight, buat teman-teman yang berbahasa Indonesia, belajar bahasa Inggris ya malam ini ya untuk Mas Fauzan dengan Herman. So for brothers Indonesian brothers here, they must learn English tonight because usually free English course is expensive kan, ya kan? Bahasa Inggris kan mahal ya. Ya nggak Herman sama Fauzan? Mas Fauzan. So we are
Yeah,
we are having Nowruz on Wednesday, 26 March, and it is the year of 5785 Niranggana, or it means criterion of faith. Yeah. So if you read the book of Buiruk that I have sent to you, you will see there are seven years cycle. Yeah. And we are on the year of Niranggana. That is the second year. That is criterion. And this year the theme is putting the Ali. So this is an axiom that comes from a saint in Indonesia. He is a Javanese saint. His name is Sosro Kartono or Kartono. This is a name, yeah. This is not a surname, yeah. Because in Javanese we don't have surname. So Raden Mas Panji is a title for him because he is a Javanese and Maduris. Raden Mas Panji itu karena dia orang Jawa dan Madura juga, jadi ada gelar dari keraton Jawa Madura diberikan kepada dia. And the year's lectionary is from the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 until chapter 3. Yeah. So if we are lazy, we don't want to read anything from the scriptures, just read this for this year. It's simple, yeah. Because most of us may be lazy, right, Brother Philip? So I shall try to interact with you because some of you maybe are sleepy, or yeah. I try to speak something which is just in relaxed way, yeah. Tonight is Ramadan, and I don't have slides, so if you don't understand what I say, you can use the setting CC. Jadi kalau ada yang mau belajar bahasa Inggris agak kurang nggak mengerti, itu bisa pencet setting CC itu di handphone ya, di Zoom-nya, di aplikasi Zoom. So I shall pause and then shall read the so some of us have already fasting today. According to the United Global Calendar, and Indonesia also both Nahdlatul Ulama or NU and Muhammadiyah and maybe others also have already fasting today. So as you all know, most of us are already in the midst of 30 years old or 40 years old, yeah. When Ramadan comes, like myself, sometimes I will remember the days when I was still a child, still a little girl, yeah. How we spend our Ramadan. So I was studying in a school of Muhammadiyah. So it was an Islamic private school, yeah, by the organization of Muhammadiyah, the second largest organization in Indonesia, and now they have like 70 million membership. I also still the member of Muhammadiyah officially. So when I was studying in Muhammadiyah, when we have the recess time, the girls would play things like that one you can see in the slides. Yeah, I write down. Bekel, tongkat, galasin, and lompat karet. So bekel is like a ball with a ball, small ball, and then we play with like little stones. And then tongkat is like we play with little stones, yeah, and there is a big pencil. We play with that. And then galasin is like physical games, yeah. We play with the stones. Bekel and tongkat is not so physical, so we can just do it by sitting. But galasin is like jumping from one row to another row. And then lompat karet is like jumping with a rope. So the rope is made with the rubber, So it's not a rope that we can buy in the store, but we have to make it by ourselves. So this is what girls did in the past. I have no idea about the boys. I don't remember what boys did in the Ramadan. Yeah. And then so when the prayers time arrived, yeah, we are so happy. Why? Not because we are happy to do the prayer. No, because we are going to have ablution, and when we have ablution, because we are Shafi'i, we are following the Shafi'i, then we have the time to taste the fresh of water. You know what I mean, yeah? um, uh, that's how I remember the days when I was little girl. Another thing is because we are Sunni, then we were doing Taraweh, and so there were several mosques in nearby my house. Like at least there were like 5 mosques. Yeah, two of them were chaplains. So like 3 of them were affiliated with the Nahdlatul Ulama or NU, and then one of them is Al Wasliyah, and then the other one is Muhammadiyah. I am not so sure what is the difference between the organization of Al Wasliyah with NU and Muhammadiyah, because I have not been exposed with them so much. I only know Muhammadiyah, NU, Irsyad, Khairat, and then Persatuan Islam or the United of Islam, Persis, yeah. I wrote down in the slide. So when we are in the NU, usually the Tarawih is very, very fast. And they have no sermon. Especially in the chapel, it's very fast, faster than the most. In our Wasiyah, they are praying 23 raka'at like in the NU. But they have some break between the 11 and the 12. So during that break, I will not join the 12 raka'at until the 23rd, until the weekend. No. As a girl, I will just go out and find snacks, buying snacks. And there are so many children. There were so many children already going outside the mosque to buy these snacks. So it was much fun, yeah, when we are children, like because there's only during Ramadan that we have these kinds of hawkers surrounding the mosques to sell their snacks. So I will not join the rest of the Taraweh. But in Muhammadiyah mosques, which was rather further away from my house, that's why I was not so much in the Muhammadiyah mosque. It was very neat. It was very neat in order. They only have 11 raka'ats and they have very good sermon and very neat. Maybe because I am Muhammadiyah in membership, I have this kind of bias. But that's what I remember when I was smaller. The Muhammadiyah mosque was rather neat in order than the NU. But our Sharia is also neat in order, but I don't follow until the end. So when we have the Eid, in Indonesia, it's already familiar with us that we have different Eid. Muhammadiyah is usually different with the government Eid, with the NU Eid. And the Muhammadiyah usually always have the prayers in the field. Never do it in the mosque, always in the field. And the NU saw this and they see that, oh, this is a good way of tabligh. This is a good way of teaching Islam. So they followed this method also, having 8 prayer in the field. So if there was a different time of 8, my parents will take me to my school because the school have a large field and we all pray there. But if that is the same, then they will took us to a bus station. So the bus station will not be operating at that day and replaced as a place for 8 prayer because it's a big field in Rawamangun in Eastern Jakarta. Yeah, this is how I remember. So I want to show you the way we practice Islam in Indonesia also. However, this is unlike all others Muslims in the cities like my parents, they did not have the tradition of mudik. So I wrote down there mudik. Number 7, yeah, mudik. So mudik is a tradition when we are approaching the Eid. We are going home to our parents. So usually, like my friends will follow their parents to go home to the village of their grandparents. But my father and my mother, maybe because they don't like the crowd in the station, in the train station or in the bus station and so on, so they did not have this tradition. At least only one time that we did the mudik, that is in 1999 when I was already in the university. So I remember the days of the past Ramadan was very simple, very communal, and very cultural. I don't know how you feel especially as converts, yeah. And when I started to learn Daudia and I read the book of the Beloved and I found that Ramadan is a tradition that has started by Prophet Jeremiah, at least started by him, or at least established by him. In the 9th month, yeah, they have no name in that text, but then month 9 means Ramadan, yeah. I found that the purpose of the fasting of month number 9 is to prepare our physics and mental as a murid and muhib of the prophets of Israel in Judah state, Judah state, to face the colonialism by Babylon and Persia and so on. So the tradition is continued and re-established by our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for the same purpose, actually, that is to the murids and the muhib, to the followers of Ahlul Bait Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because after the death of our Prophet and the death of Imam Ali and Mother Fatimah Zahra Alaihi Salam, the Muslims will experience the colonialism by 4 imperialism or by 4 superpowers. Now we are in the time of the 4th superpower, that is the Roman Empire. Yeah. Of course, the name is no longer Roman. The name is United States. So we have Brother Phillips who lives in the Roman Empire. So and then I find in the Beloved and I that the Eid, the Idul Fitri in Islam is actually the new of Hanukkah, the day of dedication that was also celebrated or commemorated by Prophet Jesus Christ. And this is why in Islamic tradition, especially because I was brought as a Sunni, I always remember every time during the Eid prayer, we are celebrate the Eid as the day of victory. This is the collection of memory, yeah, reminding this Hanukkah actually. And amazingly, it's still kept well by some people in our archipelago in Nusantara or Indonesia today, like people of Java. We have the tradition of selikuran. So selikuran you can see in number 4. Selikuran, yeah, selikuran. So we have lights turn on. We have candles to turn on everywhere in the village. Yeah. So it started because actually in the past, as I was studying history, I find that the first Muslims who reached the islands of Java, of Sulawesi, or Sumatra, of Borneo, they were actually the Ahlul Bait followers. Yeah. They tried to escape from the Umayyad and the Abbasids. This was before 16th century of Mataram, yeah, or at least before the Demak, which is in 15th century. Another tradition in Indonesia is Nuzulul Quran. So we believe that Quran was revealed during Ramadan. And then most of us will go to the mosques and sleep in the mosques to sleep to get this Laylatul Qadr. Yeah. So there is a hadith from Imam Ja'far alaihi salam. He said the Torah was revealed on the 6th day of the month of Ramadan. The Gospel on the 12th night of the month, for the month of Ramadan, then the Psalms on the 18th night of the month, and the Quran on the night of Qadr. So this is a hadith you can see in Al-Kafi, volume 4, page 157. So if we learn from the beloved and I, Ramadan is not just a right to have abstinence from eating and drinking, but this is a practice, a training to prepare our physical and mental condition to face, to deal with the temptation of greedy and vanity that will appear, and even we will internalize during the colonization of the four superpowers. Do you see this too? We see this today. Yeah. That is why often we heard from the preachers that the reward of fasting is so individual and personal, because the benefit is really individual and personal. It's not like zakat, or it's not like prayers, yeah, a little bit different. Why? Because it can make us keeping our spirituality in whatever circumstances, in whatever physical and mental condition. Yeah. However, during our age, this is the 7th age, and this is the last year of the 7th age, yeah, according to the book of Enoch, we find that the tradition, especially in Islamic countries and Muslim countries, we lost the meaning of Ramadan. We lost the meaning of the month of fasting. Because people usually have the intention to please the God that they created in their mind. They become the idol, the mental image of their own imagination of God. And their purpose is to fit their desires of greediness. I call it as the spiritual or religious greediness. Yeah. And also to fit the spiritual ego. So nowadays preachers would say that we do it to please Allah, so that we can have rewards like beautiful heavens or beautiful life. We will have rich, everything, something so materialistic and physical, either in this world or in the year after. That's why we often hear people asking why there are religious people who look pretty, who always praying, who always fasting, who always do zakat and this and that, but they are all doing corruption. They are doing structural oppression. They are stealing. They are committing adultery. They destroy our natural earth, and etc. and etc. Everything that violate the Decalogue or the Ten Commandments as our purpose. The problem is not the ritual or the ibadah, no. But the problem lies beneath our intention and purpose to do all those ritual and ibadah. Because what we do only to serve and feed our ego and desires. So to please the God that we created in our mind, and hoping that we get something at whatever it is. either power, either wealth, either being so great in this life or in the hereafter. And so we see also in our Islamic celebration become like other religious celebration, become so capitalistic, become so materialistic. Yeah, everything is commodified. Everything is commodity in our age today. Yeah, we break our fast by eating so many kinds of foods. Yeah? And also when we celebrate the Idul Fitri, we buy so many things, clothing, uh, cakes, everything is like not in the place anymore. When we have a wrong intention and purpose doing the ritual, then we are easily violating the Ten Commandments. Because from the beginning, we don't do the ibadah, we don't do the ritual with our consciousness, with our mindfulness. So if we are asked, then why we do all this? What reward shall we get from the ritual and the ibadah? What is the reward? Yeah. The reward that we hope and the blessing that we hope is the guidance that never ends to come to us in all circumstances that we have. Yeah. Whether we are in suffering or in happiness, we always get guidance from Allah. Whether we are so happy, whether we are rich, whether we are poor, we always get guidance from Allah. So our intention is truly only for Allah, so that we can live in our now, our breathing now in the perfect ways or going to the perfect ways. And when we pray, we are not just praying for ourselves, but we also pray for the well-being of other creatures, other humans. Yeah. This is an example from our mother Fatimah Zahra alayhi salam. She always pray for others first, yeah. Not for her own, not for her family. So this is maybe this is a very difficult example, but we can try to do that. When we need money, when we need become healthy, and then we remember, I hope others also get healthy, others also get well. I wish for social justice and for the goodness of the earth, of other creatures. Yeah. I shall quote from Sosro Karkono again. He said, if someone is a murid, then the mursyid is their own self. And if someone is a mursyid, then the murid is their own self. And the subject of the learning is the suffering of human beings. So we learn from our own suffering and our other suffering. This is a very good learning. In other way, the truth about fasting is a kind of training to make our body, our physique, and our mental in all circumstances will not be greedy and proud or vain. Yeah. Because when we are greedy and we are proud too much, then we will violate the Decalogue and we will do bad things, evil things. And And then we started to normalize the violating of Decalogue by participating with the powers to be corrupted together, structural, massive, and systematic. Yeah. So we will normalize everything that is evil, that is satanic. Yeah. If we are already trained and become skillful, become mindfulness to keep our spirituality in whatever circumstances, then we shall receive the victory, as most preachers said during the Sermon of Faith. But this is not, even though we are having the skill very individual and personal, but the outward is doing it for others by being active in various activities to rectify the justice, to remove or to be alert with the oppression and injustice, to keep our humanity, to keep our earth, and so on and so on. So we will always be in the side of Imam Hussein, in the side of Prophet Musa alaihi salam, not in the side of Yazid rahmatullah or in the side of Fir'aun rahmatullah. Yeah. Ramadan is a month that is prepared by God for all the muhibbs and the murids to welcome, to join the coming Moses, which will deliver all of us out of Egypt, free from the Fir'aun. Because Egypt is the symbol of imperialism and fascinating as civilization. You see the big buildings, you see the technology and everything. But everything that we see now, we experience how we are being the slaves of its greedy. And so that we are delivered from the oppression done by the current pharaoh, Fir'aun. Fir'aun is the symbol of colonialism and his superpower. But he was so vain and he taught us to be a proud human being. So thinking that we can own everything in the earth, we can do all this greedy, massive exploitation on earth to get the gas, the oil, the gold, the nickel and everything, and then destroying the earth, destroying the forest, so on and so on. And who is the coming Prophet Moses at our time? They are, of course, our Imam Zaman, Imam Ahmadi, and our dear Jesus Christ. So either in this lifetime or in the next time, when maybe God will resurrect us in the last day of our time, yeah, the Ramadan is prepared for our spirit to be in the side, to be the follower, to be working together with Imam Mahdi and Jesus Christ. Yeah. So when they appear in our time, or when we are resurrected in the last day, yeah, maybe we don't know. At least we already have been trained and have the knowledge, have the skill to stay in consciousness, mindfulness, and awareness in our spirituality. Like Sosro Katono said in Javanese language, There is a word in Javanese language like this. This is not Malay, this is Japanese. Langgeng tentrem, tan ono susah, tan ano seneng. Anteng manteng, sugeng jeneng. So it means we stay calm, we stay in stillness, we stay in the stillness of our spirituality, whether we are in happiness or in sufferings, then we will be always in mindfulness and consciousness, and we get the salvation of our nafs. So that is what Sosokatana said. And we also heard from people when I learn English, practice makes perfect. So for example, I try to speak English, doing sermon in English. Hopefully I can be more and more in perfection with my English, because English is my third or fourth language, yeah. So I think that is for now that I can deliver. We can discuss or we can talk about whatever I said just now and other things related with Ramadan. Thank you very much. Billahi wabil haq. Astaghfirullah khairan. Yes. Brother Phillips and Sister Anna, are you still there?
Yes.
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 I hope my English is very clear, yeah.
Yes, we understood. Are you still there?
Is Hutch there with you?
No, he hasn't been here today. He is at home with the flu.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, Brother Phillips, do you want to say anything, or maybe Sister Anna too want to say anything?
Oh, well, Ramadan Mubarak and Salam Alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Just like that. Yeah. So, what do you have for what are you going to have for breakfast or breaking the fast?
That's hours away from now. That's it's let's see, I'm not sure what time it is now, but that won't be till after 6 p.m. That's a long time from now.
Yeah. So how many hours will
I'll
you
probably How many hours?
Uh-huh.
Okay, from about 5:30 a.m. until about 6:30 p.m. So that's 11 hours.
How about Sister Anna in Finland?
Sunset is after 34 minutes.
Oh, are you going to have breakfast now?
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
good timing.
Yeah, good timing. Yeah. So in Indonesia, we call the meals for breakfasting as takjil. You can see in the slides ya takjil. And then while we are waiting for the breakfast, we call it munggahan, especially in West Java. Kalau di bahasanya, I will ask my friends in other places ya. Herman kalau di Kalimantan itu namanya apa ya munggahan? Tunggu waktu duduk gitu. Munggahan apa namanya di tempat kalian? Mas Fauzan di Gresik gimana Jember ya? Itu apa namanya munggahan? Halo? Oh, apa? Namanya?
Yang nggak paham Mbak, yang munggahan itu yang gimana?
Kayak menunggu beduk gitu loh, kayak abis itu takjil nunggu nongkrong-nongkrong gitu.
Eh,
Nggak ada ya, nggak ada namanya.
hmm,
Apa namanya?
Lupa namanya.
Yeah. So in Indonesia we have a lot of names for every region. Just now I asked them. So in my place called munggahan.
itu yang ngabuburit itu.
Oh ya, ngabuburit ya. Ngabuburit itu sudah juga.
Ya,
Munggahan
sih.
juga. Hmm. Oh, Bo, sama tuh. Ngabuburit juga. Oh, sama.
Enggak,
Nggak tahu.
enggak sama.
Nggak sama apa jenenge. Oh, apa jenenge? Gitu. Kalau di Kalimantan Barat apa namanya itu? Orang Melayu. Apa ya? Dulu waktu aku ke Malaysia itu namanya apa ya? Ada ya kayaknya. Itu kayaknya sekarang aja kayaknya ya. So I try to ask them the names of like hours you are waiting for breakfasting. Usually we have like reading the Quran and listening to the sermon and fasting in the mosques and so on and so on. And then in Indonesia, you come to Indonesia in places where Muslims are predominant. Don't go to Bali, yeah, because maybe you don't experience fasting like in other places. So at 3 a.m. in the morning or 4 a.m. in the morning, you will hear, especially if you are in a village and um, the mosque is NU, yeah. Because nowadays, if Salafi and Wahhabi, they don't do this. The boys will come out and then they will give you alarm with their noise, with the with the drum, and then with their songs and so on and so on. Yeah, that happens in villages, in suburb areas, not in the cities, especially not so much in the cities, and in places where Salafi and Wahhabi are predominant, yeah. And then, yeah. And after 8, we have the tradition of halal bihalal. I write down that. So halal bihalal is like we forgive each other uh, during celebration of Eid. So some of us have open house, and usually the younger go to the older one, and they meet there and they ask forgiveness, and the children will get money from the old people, so so on and so on. That is the tradition in Indonesia. Maybe it's in Southeast Asia, it's a little bit different from Middle East, yeah, or even different from the South Asia. Uh, Unfortunately, Abdul Haidar just left just now because he has some errands to do. Yeah, so that is. But I also have experience fasting among non-Muslims. I mean, like, of course, it's different when we are fasting with so many friends, and fasting without friends that also fasting. But my experience maybe is not extreme like Brother Phillips in America. Yeah, Brother Phillips, you are fasting with not many friends who are fasting near you, right? Like maybe your wife, your children, or your neighbors. They do not fasting, right, Brother Phillips?
Um, no, my wife is Roman Catholic, so I'm the only one in the house fasting.
Mhm. So in Indonesia, even the Christians and the Catholics, sometimes there are Christians or Catholics or Buddhists, they join fasting because they feel like, oh, this is a good time to do the fasting. You know,
That's beautiful.
yeah, I I have a Catholic nun. She was the one who sent me to Vatican, and she was from India, and she said since she already practiced fasting because she was living surrounded by Muslim Indians. So she said that this is a good way to participate with others, even though she is a Catholic. So her intention was not like a Muslim, but that is good. I mean, something maybe not many people will do, yeah. Um, so that's also happening in Indonesia. Also in Indonesia nowadays, we have the so-called takjil war. Ah, itu mungkin Herman bisa nulis tuh di chatting namanya takjil war. So takjil war is is like a fun game between Muslims and non-Muslims in Indonesia to get the takjil. Takjil is meal or snacks to breakfast. So you will see like videos in TikTok, in YouTube, in Facebook, in Instagram, the Christian guys or the Buddhist guy or any non-Muslim Indonesia, they will go to the market, or no, not to the market, to the places where there are takjil hawkers. So usually in Indonesia during Ramadan, there will be many hawkers selling takjil in the area, like in the complex or in near the house or any places like in the field, yeah. So this is a special place to sell takjil. These non-Muslims will go in rush to get the takjil. And then the Muslims also, they compete with this. Yeah, we have to get the best takjil. So I mean, perhaps this is not like the spiritual kind, but this is a cultural thing to make the Ramadan feels much more cultural and not as something to divide people between Islam and non-Islam. Yeah, something like that. Do you know this, Brother Phillips or Sister Anna? Do you know about what I said just now, takbir what? Or yeah. Okay. If we don't have any more that we want to say, nah, takjil what? Bornya mana? Takjil what? Takjil what? Orang takjil. Ya, kita akan tutup. So we shall end the Shema by praying.